How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and we are finally back after the week break, and I am here to give you guys my live reaction to the latest chapter of My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 311, entitled Here We Go.
Gotta get a grip on the situation. Don't think the only option is to win. Right here, right now.
And here we go.
Something is about to go down based on that chapter title, and it has me pretty excited. Because coming off of last chapter, we flashed back to Deku's conversation within One for All to where we finally got the reveal of the second and third user and learned that they were the ones that rescued Yoichi Shigaraki, the first user, from All for One's clutches. They lent him a helping hand back in that moment, which helped kickstart the power of One for All. But now Yoichi is asking them to do it once again, but this time to lend that helping hand to Deku. And as we saw with the ending of the chapter, Deku now has the full support of all the past users as we saw the vestiges forming a line behind him. And even though we still don't know the quirks of the second and third, I'm still looking forward to seeing where we go with Deku next as he continues his search for All for One and Shigaraki. So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 311. Yo, first page of the chapter, and we are diving straight into the action where we see this three-man villain group just robbing a store, but one of them is dual-wielding machine guns and is firing at Endeavor, who is taking cover behind a pillar. And this machine gunner is just roaring as he shoots. Come on, you idiots! We'd better split! A nail gun support item. So this man isn't even using real bullets. He's firing nails off at Endeavor. Look! Which I guess explains the tube connecting the gun to this man's elbow right here. So this guy must have a nail-producing quirk, and these support items allow him to rapid fire those said nails. And you can see one of those nails just go flying by Endeavor's face. But it's overtuned for extreme capabilities. Damn it, Detnerat!
Know my
And
power.
we see Endeavor leaping into action. He comes spinning out from behind the pillar, creates a fire spear, throws it, and takes the machine gunner out with ease with an ignited arrow.
Just watch what I do. You won't get away. Dodge it if you can. Know this, villain. I accept the responsibility of being the new symbol of peace.
Yo, wait a minute. This is that move he used on one of those Nomu back in Hosu. The flying one that he stabbed in the eye. This is the exact same move he used. This is the first time we are seeing Endeavor use this move in the manga, and it's called Ignited Arrow. And then we see the gunner just smoking on the ground, huffing and puffing. Give me a break. You're the reason we're even out, Endeavor. That's why I'm here.
Behold.
And that is a badass shot of Endeavor's face. He's like, I am here to clean up the streets and to take you three back to jail. Back to prison you go. And then we see a police transport arrive outside of the mall, and Endeavor handing those three over to police custody. And then Endeavor walks over to Best Jeanist and Hawks waiting for him by the Genus Mobile. More escaped convicts, though none affiliated with him, I presume. Right. Ooh, and then we see someone throwing a metal pipe at Endeavor's back.
Hello there.
And Endeavor turns around to see an angry mob of protesters coming towards them.
Who threw that piece of paper at me? shit. Here we go again.
Yeah, these protesters are not happy at all to see the top three. And you can see them with picket signs, with one of them saying, "We don't need fake heroes. Get out of here, you scum. If you hadn't let Shigaraki and his people get away, we wouldn't be dealing with all these escaped convicts." And Hawks just says, "We should go, Endeavor."
Look!
Whoa, is that Twice's boss right there?
Correct!
That has to be him. There's only been one other character that has that piccolo antenna coming out of his head, and it was Twice's boss. So he's in the angry protester crowd right now. He has to know what happened with Jin Bubaigawara. He has to know. Those media folks said that Shigaraki was supposedly after someone else besides you people, which means you all are still hiding something from us.
Boo! You stink!
And that panel right there just says it all. Just seeing the darkened silhouette of the angry protesters yelling and throwing trash at the top three.
Right about now, the media's concern about your absence is mixing with their worry about Endeavor as the new de facto leader. It's making them question the unity of Hero Society.
I can feel it. All Might. Some unseen thing that you built up in your prime is beginning to crumble.
The mood was changing. You could feel it in the air. People were turning against heroes. And if we didn't do something, it was just going to get worse.
Coward! The grieving relatives of the victims Dabi burned to ashes went on TV. Did you even see that? And this one picket sign says, "My family faced the flames." Get out of here! Just seeing your face makes us feel hopeless all over again. You fakes. You got no right to show your face around here. And Endeavor just extinguishes the flames on his body as Hawks is leading him into the Genus Mobile, but we see Best Genist activating some threads to kind of like block the trash being thrown at them, but they all get in the Genus Mobile and just drive away in the rain away from the protesters. And now we see Hawks talking on the phone with somebody. Yes, I see. Please keep up your search for the Liberation Front. Edgeshot. So now they're bringing Edgeshot into the fold. So while the top three are looking for Shigaraki and All For One, they're having Edgeshot look into the Liberation Front. I'm wondering if it's just him or if it's all of Team Lurkers. If Mount Lady and Kamui Woods are still working alongside Edgeshot. I think that's still the case, but now we see Best Genist overhearing the conversation say, "No progress, huh?" Should we let All Might and Midoriya get another kilometer or two ahead of us? If the media learns we're working with Midoriya too, he's bound to get flack for it.
Look!
And look at Endeavor sitting in the back right there.
Can't you see? Whoa, can't you see?
Having the people going against him is definitely affecting his morale just a little bit, but he's gonna push forward no matter what. And we see Endeavor replying back to Hawk saying, "Yes, let's put a bit more distance between us. No sense in giving Deku more to deal with. Sure, he's the one who asked for this, but we're basically using the boy as bait to lure out the League, except those villains have gone to ground." We're assuming the escapees, the supervillains from Tartarus in particular, received orders of some kind. It's only logical that they'd use the greater confusion and chaos to keep a low profile while going after their targets one for all. They're half right with that assumption, but right now All For One is using the chaos to keep a low profile so that way they can allow Shigaraki to get to 100% completion.
And you have to keep reading.
And then we see Best Genist chiming in saying, "But heroes are fraying at the seams. If I were All For One, I would go on the offensive." It must be like Deku said. Right now, his top priority might be hijacking Shigaraki.
Hold it.
Exactly. I should have kept reading. So they're just thinking all of this the way through. They're like, All For One should be doing this, but because he's not, he's most likely doing this. He's keeping a low profile so that way he can continue to hijack Shigaraki and get Shigaraki up to 100%. All Might destroyed him to the point that he needed to be connected to tubes to keep him alive. And now he's grooming Shigaraki to be some sort of ultimate life form. It would make sense if his goal is to take over that new body.
Why would you need a successor then?
You of all people ask that. What a laugh. It's because you took everything from me. Look at my body. I'm alive, yes, but only because of tubes and machines. After you appeared, my infinite potential suddenly became finite. It's normal to pass your work onto someone else when the end is near. Think of it as inheritance. I'm just trying to do what everyone else on this planet is already doing, nothing more.
According to Doc Garaki, who's in custody, Shigaraki was activated before his body was complete. We're unsure of the specifics of the potential body transfer, but it's clear that Shigaraki has to be complete for it to work at all. And then comes All for One's next goal. He'll be able to steal One for All.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
But wait! There's more!
Something about that is bugging me. Oh? Midoriya and All Might explain to us how a body that's too weak can't receive it. Yeah, it makes sense that you'd need a young, strong body, but there was another element. What I don't get is why Shigaraki's rage is so essential.
Know my power.
So All Might did tell them everything, but the rage part right there kind of goes all the way back to the vestige battle that Deku and Shigaraki had.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the heat flow through you.
Men cannot respect heat. Your own spirit must be unbendable, or you will be corrupted and destroyed.
Shigaraki's rage was decaying the vestige world of One for All, and All for One stated Shigaraki's rage was the key to taking control of One for All. So even the top three are aware that Shigaraki's rage is the key. A strong emotion is key, no? After all, One for All contains 8 other spirits. One needs strength of will to override them. But All for One has been pursuing his younger brother and One for All for generations. You expect the guy to hold on to plenty of hatred for all those other successors. Maybe it's not enough hatred yet. Or maybe he has none at all.
What did you say?
What are you getting at, Hawks? It's just the impression I get, but think about it. That guy never stopped smiling, right? Something's missing in his soul, huh?
That actually makes sense.
Interesting. Hawks has a point there. Whenever we have seen All for One, especially in Tartarus, he's always been smiling. We have rarely seen All for One with a frown or an angry scowl.
True, and yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
It could just be his demeanor and just how he views himself as a god, but his hatred is like skin deep. It's not the type of hatred that has been cultivated within Shigaraki. Shigaraki's hatred is like unadulterated and unfiltered and unhinged.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the heat flow through you. Your heat has made you powerful.
Either way, these supervillains have no useful intel. Nothing that gives us any leads. If the enemy is hoping to avoid conflict for now, our obvious move is to take the fight to them. It might be worth expanding our search at some point, even if that means fewer of us keeping the peace out on the streets. And as they say that, something is beeping inside of the Genus Mobile, and Best Genus takes notice.
Meanwhile...
Looks like we are cutting away from the Genus Mobile and heading over to All Might, who is currently driving his Batmobile through the rain, and we can see what looks like a GPS tracker on his dashboard, which I'm guessing he's probably tracking Deku's location to make sure he knows where he's at all times. Still on the move, kid. You're not getting much sleep.
You should take a rest!
Oh, and All Might is thinking back to Sir Night-Eye in this moment. I recommend a decent night's sleep in a warm, cozy bed.
This is reckless, All Might. It's time for you to step down. Imagine what your future could be like. A comfortable life. Just find a cheerful and strong replacement and entrust your role in society to them. It's time.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
And now All Might understands what Sir Night-Eye had to go through in the past. Because right here, right now, in this moment, he is acting as Deku's Sir Night-Eye, Deku's assistant. He is making sure that Deku is alright, that he's okay, that he's well rested, and not overexerting himself to the point of exhaustion. All Might right now is currently wearing Sir Night-Eye shoes, and now he understands what his sidekick had to go through in the past. Night-Eye, and before All Might can complete that sentence, similar to what was happening to Best Jeanist, there is something beeping in All Might's car, and All Might notices it. What now? The kid's GPS signal is gone.
What?
And you can see that Deku has disappeared off of the map. Damn it!
Oh no.
Yo! And as All Might goes driving through the rain and darkness, from that darkness, somebody tosses a grenade in front of All Might's window.
Skip it up and that up.
And it explodes. It blows up in front of All Might's vehicle.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
There's no way that this just killed All Might. It's gonna take a lot more than that to kill the former symbol of peace. But the fact that this grenade was thrown at the exact same moment when Deku disappeared off of the GPS, off of the map, goes to show they are trying to keep All Might away. They tossed that grenade to keep All Might away from Deku because at the moment the grenade exploded, you see Deku right here, and it looks like someone just shot the cell phone out of his hand.
One badge. Two badge. Penny and dime.
Yeah, you see a bullet lodge in Deku's cell phone as it goes crashing into the building he is right next to. Hey you, boy in green, you're coming with me. And it looks like there is a microphone and speaker attached to the bullet that this sharpshooter just fired at Deku.
Uh-oh, my spider sense tells me I'm not alone. Okay, Spider-Man.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
But what's interesting is that Deku didn't sense it. I don't see Danger Sense going off at all. You don't see the lightning effect for Danger Sense. So I guess this kind of goes to show that Danger Sense isn't foolproof. It's very similar to Spider-Man Spider Sense. You can sense the danger, but it might not always tell you what the danger is and where it's coming from. Someone's here for me. Not just any old villain here randomly. They're specifically after me. Here we go. Here we go. And Deku's getting hyped about this. He is excited right now. An escapee with ties to him. Ooh, and I love this panel shot right here of Deku just standing still in the rain as you just see the skyscrapers in the background because you know somewhere in the distance this sharpshooter is locked onto Deku.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
I see you. Come out.
Yo! Let's go! It is time. She's back. The one we've been waiting for has finally returned. Double page spread, and it looks like our sharpshooter that shot Deku's phone out of his hand is in fact the female escapee from Tartarus.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Prisoner C46 656698. And yes, I did memorize her prison number because I couldn't wait to see her involved in the story again. Oh, she's back, and she looks amazing. Even with the rain coming down, she looks absolutely gorgeous. With whatever she's wearing, she cleans up very well out of prison garb. But I need to know what the hell this woman's quirk is.
Get that bitch a cannon.
Because what the hell is that sniper cannon protruding out of her arm from her elbow? And it looks like she's creating her bullets from her hair.
Now that's what I'm talking about! Come on, bitch! Show me what you love!
Bitches love cannons.
I'm both frightened and aroused.
Yo, get that bitch a cannon because bitches love cannons. Horikoshi, you now have my full, undivided attention by bringing back prisoner C46. And right now, I just want to know her name, I want to know what the hell her quirk is, and why she's going after Deku. Damn.
I'm back, bitches!
Yo, I didn't even notice Overhaul. You can see Overhaul in the bottom corner, leaning up against the building as his armless sleeves are just blowing in the wind.
Is what you call Yakuza. The young head of the Shigaraki Saikai. To what do we owe the pleasure?
This just made things a lot more interesting. Because unlike with Muscular, I can see this reunion having a conversation actually start between Deku and Overhaul. And I'm looking forward to what they might talk about, but that's all going to depend on what C46 wants to do with Deku. Because she was the one that opened Overhaul's prison cell. So is she following him? Or is it the opposite? Is Overhaul tagging along with her? I got a lot of questions, but I'm hoping next chapter can provide me with those answers. But man, prisoner C46 looking amazing right here as she has that sniper cannon locked on to Deku's location. And as we see her beginning to load another bullet into her gun, she is telling Deku over her bullet speaker, come quietly, and you get to keep your limbs. But then we see Deku turning around, seeing where she's located, and activating full cowling, a hired gun, sent by All for One. That right there is the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits May 16th.
No one can hide from my sight.
Okay, I think I see him. Wait for my mark. Target acquired.
All I can tell y'all is that it's about to go down.
Yo, this right here was a good chapter. A very good set-up chapter leading us into what is about to go down between Deku, prisoner C46, and Overhaul. I cannot wait for that. But for most of this chapter, we basically followed around the three amigos, the top three of Endeavor, Hawks, and Genist, and got to see them stop some crime, drive away from an angry mob, and them talk through what they think All for One's plan is, and how they need to strike first before All for One can make his move after Shigaraki reaches 100%. That is all good there. But then we also had All Might tracking and following Deku, and then running into a grenade and exploding around his car, which I'm not too worried about All Might. He will be fine. It's going to take a lot more than that to kill All Might. But this is all leading into the events of next chapter where I want to learn more about C46, what her quirk is, and to see if we do in fact get a conversation between Overhaul and Deku. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 311 of My Hero Academia. But for now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter and what you guys thought about what went down with Endeavor, Hawks, and Best Jeanist. Do you guys think All Might is alive or dead after that grenade explosion? And what is about to go down next chapter between Deku, Overhaul, and Prisoner C-46? What is her quirk, and is she in fact a hired gun by All For One? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. That's going to do it from here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 312 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus Ultra!